Now I would like to close with sharing a story about myself. When my teacher in Albuquerque, New Mexico was Mary Lou Ewing, and she was a wonderful servant, secretary to Dorothy Baker. Her husband had tuberculosis. They had gone home front pioneering to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And a great sacrifice, starting up their business again, the music business, and et cetera, et cetera. She had had arthritis. She had been almost a concert-level pianist, and this arthritis in her hands affected her playing the piano. Anyway, I came in through her firesides and then went into a little photography business with several of the Baha'is there, and I was setting up a photography studio some distance from Albuquerque. Anyway, while I was there by myself, of course, I'd learned about the beloved guardian. Now, you need to know that I certainly was not educated, really no higher education. I was probably as materialistic and as arrogant as any young woman could be, being coming from an only child. Anyway, and of course, I was unmarried and I wanted to be in love. I wanted to be married. Anyway, I wrote one of these letters that only an adolescent could write. Maybe 12 or 13 pages of how much I loved the Baha'i Faith. I loved my teachers. I loved the history. I wanted to be a martyr. I'm sure I said that, although I can't really remember now. But anyway, it just went on and on. And when I went back to my Baha'i teacher and told her that I had written this letter to Shoghí Effendi, the guardian of the Baha'i Faith, she looked at me and said, "Oh, Nancy, I've never had the courage to write the guardian." Well, right away I knew I was in big trouble. So then she asked me if I'd asked the beloved guardian any questions. I assured her I had not. And then she said, "You know he answers every letter." And I said, no, there's no reason for him to answer my letter. And I realized how burdened and busy he was, and I just had to put it out of my mind. And my Baha'i teacher was very patient and never said another word. Well, some weeks later, I received my answer from Shoghí Effendi. I had 4 pages through his secretary, and so wisely he recognized that I loved the faith, but he realized I knew nothing about it. And he said, through the secretary, he said, "To deepen yourself in this faith you love so well, he suggests you study some answered questions, the Kitab-i-Yagan, and the Dawnbreakers." It probably would have been years before I had even picked up these books if the beloved guardian hadn't suggested that I study this. I'm not sure I have ever really studied those books, but I certainly have read them several times. Then in his own hand, dear Shoghí Effendi wrote, "I will pray that every obstacle will be removed from your path in teaching this faith, and that your marriage will be a true Baha'i union. Your true brother, Shoghí." So you see how blessed I am and how much in haq I am to the Baha'i faith. And I appreciate your patience in listening to these various stories. Pleasure, my pleasure. Allahu Akbar.